In Auschwitz, you were taken to another concentration camp, and the guards treated you so well, they even took you to the dentist to get your cavities filled.
Right.
How many of the guards were actually nice like this?
There were some, but not enough. Very few.
But not enough. Describe that day. What was that day like for you, that you knew that?
Well, I was very grateful.
Very grateful.
And I will never forget it.
You'll never forget. Do you honestly think that something as grave as the Holocaust can happen again?
If it could happen again, yeah. I hope not.
You hope not? How can we prevent it from happening in the future?
Well, the best way to appoint and elect just leaders who will lead us to peace and make sure that the people are united and respect each other and realize that human life is precious and no one has the right to take it away.
Do you think that us being, not just me and you, but all the citizens of our country are doing this?
Some are trying, I'm sure, but there is always a few who doesn't, and that's all it takes. One leader and could make a difference, a good way and on the destructive way.
How can we reach out to those that?
You just have to try to keep communication channel open and discuss the situation and try to bring peace from nation and to other nation, and hopefully we'll respect each other this way.
I hope so. I hope that happens. You write about making your enemy your teacher. What do you mean by this?
Because when they demonstrated hatred, you realize that that's not the way to go.
Okay.
And it was a teaching and a learning experience how human being could be just great and the other area where they can be so destructive.
You also mentioned that you named your novel, your memoir, after your father, and it's, if you save one life, it's like saving the world.
Right.
But can you explain this a little more? What do you mean?
Well, you expect them to think before they harm another human being, and start at a very early age when the children grow up in the home, in school, to teach values and show them the right way, and hopefully they follow it.
There was one part where someone was telling you guys about the gas chambers, and you just couldn't believe them. What was it that you said to them?
I told them that I can't comprehend that people who were alive, infants, toddlers, children, mothers, grandmothers, grandfathers, would be cremated alive for no other reason, just because they happen to be Jewish. It was very, very hard to believe something like that. But when so many people gave us the same information, I kind of felt that this must be true, and I just have to put it in the back burner and try to go day by day and make sure that I work, and hopefully I'll be liberated, come home and find the family and tell the world what really happened to us. That was very important, and I was determined to live, and I prayed a lot, I fantasized a lot, and God wanted to spare me, I'm sure, for a good reason.
Yeah. I guess it's true that they say the bigger the lie, the easier it is to believe, and the bigger the truth, the harder it is to believe.
Exactly.
What have you done since the Holocaust regarding your personal life, your family?
Well, I came to the United States in 1948, and I got married. I was married 50 years. I have 2 daughters and a granddaughter. And we learned the language. I worked 30 years at the Beverly Hills Public Library, 8 years at the county library. I raised my children. I gave them a lot of love and support and a good education, which is so important.
Yes, very important.
I always did volunteer in charity work, in hospitals, in temples, and so I kept very busy all my life. It was a hard life, but a wonderful life.
Yeah, you're a very, very amazing woman. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Oh, what I like to add? There's so much that you need to tell, and because I have my website, evabrown.org,
Okay.
I have my foundation in El Camino College in Torrance, that it bears my name, and the title of my foundation is Peace and Tolerance. And it's very important that I wrote the book and people are reading it and learning from it. And just keep on talking and share my story, and hopefully there is always interest to listen. And I want to thank you for inviting me.
I want to thank you for coming on the show. What an honor it's been.
Have this interview. It's meaningful and it's everlasting, that I know I'm going to leave a legacy that I will not be forgotten and will make history.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Really appreciate you coming on. For those of you who haven't picked up a copy of her book, it's called If You Save One Life. It's really a fantastic book. I would recommend it to all of you.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for coming on.
I want to wish you a good life, and God bless you all.
Thank you. This has been another episode of City Limits. See you next time, Beverly Hills.
Welcome to the world.